The Junji Ito horror manga called Long Dream is terrifying. It's a one-shot story that shows the scary aspect of the passage of time and what it can do to someone. That's just one aspect, but that's what I mainly took away from the story. Not sure how many panels I can show because I kinda gotten copyrighted before on some Junji Ito manga videos, but since this is a lesser known story, I'm hoping it won't get taken down. But before all that, what's up guys, Storm back here with the video, and if you like the content you're seeing, then be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of me, then go check out my other channels and go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, which will all be linked down below. And if you want some merch, that'll also be linked down below as well. But with all that out of the way, why don't we just dive right on in. So the overall story of the manga follows a patient who has long dreams, and the doctor who's treating him, but the manga starts out with a girl named Mami, cowering in her bed because she's afraid to die. And this fear is really getting to her, and you see someone roaming the halls of the hospital, and when she sees the shadow of that person, it scares her, and she screams. That's when you're introduced to Dr. Kuroda, who's helping to treat Mami's condition, and she tells him that it's her time, because she saw death the previous night. But Dr. Kuroda tells her that it was just another patient. Oh yeah, I guess I kinda didn't warn you. Spoilers ahead, but if you don't care, then just keep watching. But Mami yells at him saying that he's not of this world, and his appearance is terrifying. Dr. Kuroda and the other doctor talk about her condition, and they talk about the other patient that she saw. He tells the other doctor that the other patient's name is Tetsuro Mukoda, and he's been there for 2 months. And Dr. Kuroda tells the other doctor that Tetsuro has been having long dreams. That's when you first meet Tetsuro, and he's talking to Dr. Kuroda and telling him about his dreams. He tells him that they started a month prior, and each dream felt like they lasted about 2 to 3 days. And he tells the doctor that the dream he felt like time dragged on, but with each passing day, the length of the dreams grew longer and longer. But since not every dream is going to be normal or happy, he's also had nightmares that lasted just as long, and he tells the doctor he's trying not to lose it. Tetsuro tells Dr. Kuroda that now each dream he has lasts about a year, and he's having trouble living from day to day because it's like trying to remember what happened the previous year. After hearing this, Dr. Kuroda questions it, but continues to study and observe his sleeping patterns. And as Tetsuro falls asleep, Dr. Kuroda sees him dreaming and tries to wake him up, and Tetsuro wakes up wondering where he's at, and you can see that he looks exhausted. Dr. Kuroda tells him that he's in the hospital, and Tetsuro remembers that the dream was about a year and a half. Dr. Kuroda continued to observe him, and each time he went into a deep sleep, there was a moment where months could have passed for him. In reality, it would have just been an instant. Tetsuro asks Dr. Kuroda when he'll be cured, and the doctor tells him that they're still trying to figure that out, and how to treat him. But Tetsuro tells him that his dreams are getting longer, and that his last dream lasted 10 years. And he continues with saying how terrifying and lonely it is to be stuck by yourself in something like that for so long. He talks about his dreams and how for 10 years he was a soldier on the run in a jungle, how he studied for a test for 9 years, and how he looked for a toilet for 8 years. Dr. Kuroda tells him just to hang on a little bit longer, but Tetsuro tells him to hurry, because his dreams could eventually last 100 to 200 years. And if he were in a dream for that long, he doesn't know what would happen to himself. And as time passed, Dr. Kuroda started to see the changes and told the long dreams were having on Tetsuro. And Dr. Kuroda reveals that his brain actually showed signs of experiencing those lengths of time. Now things have gotten so bad that his body has physically changed from the long dreams. Dr. Kuroda tells the other doctor it looks as if he's evolved over time because of this. That's when you see the terrifying change in Tetsuro and how the long dreams have drastically affected him, both physically and mentally. He doesn't remember where he is or who Dr. Kuroda is. Dr. Kuroda tells him he's at the hospital and he's his doctor, but Tetsuro freaks out and yells wondering where Mami is, and he tells them that he's been married to her for thousands of years and she's never left his side. Tetsuro is losing it and he runs off to try and find Mami, and the doctor's trying to catch him. And Dr. Kuroda says that in his mind, he can't tell dream from reality, and he thinks him and Mami have been together for centuries, or perhaps millennia. Tetsuro runs into Mami's room, but she's scared of him, thinking that he's death coming for her. He wonders what's wrong, and he's pushed out of her room, and he wonders to himself why she called him death, but he realizes it was all a dream, and that none of it was real, and in reality, he wasn't actually her husband, and instead he's someone she's scared of and calls death. Tetsuro then tells Dr. Kuroda he's scared because if the dreams keep getting longer, then one day, they might never end, and he wonders what happens to a man who wakes from an endless dream. Mami screams she doesn't want to die, and the doctors talk about her, and Tetsuro, and he can't even imagine how much time has passed for him since he's been asleep. That's when you see the terrifying reality of what happened to Tetsuro and what he's transformed into, and he had fallen into an endless dream. Dr. Kuroda wonders what he meant by endless dream, but he stays by his side until Tetsuro decays as his spirit had long since departed for the endless dream, and all that remained was an endless husk. But from the remains of his brain, they discovered unknown crystals, and Dr. Kuroda tried to study them, but to no avail. Time passes and Dr. Crota is talking to Mommy, but she tells him that she's been having long dreams, and he tells the other doctor that she'll end up like Tetsuro in time. And you find out that Dr. Crota has been giving the crystals from Tetsuro to Mommy, so basically he's been experimenting on her. He tells his colleague that she's afraid of dying, but what if she would be able to dream forever? Her spirit would live forever too, and he goes on even further, telling his friend that what if they had the power to show everyone an eternal dream? Mankind would never have to fear death ever again. And the manga ends with the other doctor telling him that idea is madness, and Dr. Crota just side-eyes him. But then it shows Mommy and how she's slowly transforming, just like Tetsuro did. It's an interesting premise that shows the horror of what something like that would be like. Time moves on is one thing humans can never get back. There is never enough of it in the world. But what happens if you experience an absurd amount of time, like thousands of years, but then you find out that experience isn't real? You'd go insane. Then also the theme of death and how humanity has always been afraid of it, and with Dr. Crota it shows that there will always be people who try and cheat death, but it's just a part of life that humans have to accept. And I think that time and death go hand in hand because they're both inevitable and two things that we can't escape from. And Junji Ito does a great job of showing you the themes through this short horror one-shot. And there's even some body horror with the evolution or transformation that Tetsuro goes through. Overall, Long Dream is a pretty good one-shot horror manga by Junji Ito that's worth checking out. It's a really quick read, so why not? But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below if you want to see more videos like that. But with all that out of the way, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.